She's a healthy, happy baby now, but 1-year-old Kate almost didn't make it.
This is the one thing we had wanted more than anything in this world, and to know that you could possibly lose your child before she's even born is hard.
Her mother, Carla Williams, delivered her 3 months early last July. She weighed just 1 pound, 10 ounces. Soon after, Williams discovered mold growing in their kitchen cabinets, closets, and windowsills. She called an inspector who determined the mold was at dangerous levels.
I specifically asked him, if it were your family, what would you do? And he said, I would get out.
They packed their bags the next day and asked their landlord to fix it.
She just kind of brushed it off. She was like, yeah, it's mildew, don't worry about it.
Within a month, the landlord rented out the same house to another tenant. I called him today and found out he got sick too and has since moved out. So I took the report and pictures to another mold expert, Eric Ambrose at Caremaster in Greenville.
It is a situation where you'd want to vacate the premises.
Ambrose agrees the mold levels are excessive and when inhaled or ingested can contaminate your bloodstream.
Prolonged exposure raises the chances of somebody falling deathly ill.
What about pregnant women?
Especially pregnant women.
With report in hand, I then headed to landlord Madeline Flynn's house. Do you believe that the mold issue in that home has caused any health issues?
I don't think so. It was not my responsibility to make sure the house was mold-free.
But what are you doing about it?
I cleaned the house. I'm cleaning the house, and I'm going to repaint it, and then I'm going to have it rechecked by these people.
But Ambrose says that might not be good enough.
Bleach doesn't kill all molds. It kills a lot of molds. But the ones that you didn't kill and you didn't effectively remove from the surface, you bleached them. So now they're still there, but you can no longer see them.
If you sign the lease, you're in essence saying that you agree that it's a decent place to live.
But what happens when you discover your rental home is anything but, thanks to a mold problem you didn't notice upon move-in? Pitt County Environmental Program Specialist Emily Robertson says there's no federal or state regulations that specifically address mold, just EPA guidelines, which means when it comes to your landlord,
there is no disclosure with mold.
Still, renters in our state have some protection thanks to the North Carolina Residential Rental Agreement Act. It's a broad statute that says a landlord must maintain and repair facilities in a timely manner, comply with building codes, and keep your rental property in safe and habitable condition.
If the landlord doesn't take care of that, the tenant has all kinds of rights. The right to damages, which would include the cost of moving and renting apartments or a house somewhere else. Any resulting medical bills from the failure to address the problem.
But often to get compensation, a tenant must file a private lawsuit and prove it all in court. Robertson says that can be expensive and time-consuming. Her advice, avoid a dispute in the first place by doing your homework.
Before I would rent a house, I would go in, check the plumbing, check for leaks. If you see brown leakage spots on the ceiling, then more than likely either that roof is leaking now or it has leaked in the past. And so that tells you there's been a moisture problem. You see